In the gravy?
In the gravy?
Hello, and welcome back to the EU Salt Mine. I am your host, Brian. Most players have passed or are passing the halfway point in their league journey and are running out of time to reach higher spots in the table. But before today's series, let me say thank you to our sponsor, Manscaped. They contributed half the prize pool, the other half was given very generously and very anonymously. Today is Astral's fourth match. He has been hovering near the top of the table so far. Now he can try to pull ahead from the pack a little. Scrub Killer remains winless in the mine. He won't want to see that loss streak grow any further. What will he change to improve his league play? Johnny is back to cast today, as he always is. He's the best caster in the salt mine.
Scrub Killer, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, 1v1 player of all time. Really up against it in the EU salt mine. Astral, one of the only players who still has a realistic chance of hunting down O'Khalid for the #1 spot. But even he is way off, and he really needs to start putting up those wins. Looking for that top 3 position. Scrub Killer would just love to get a win against Astral. These two are rivals these days in 3v3. Run into each other every day pretty much in 2v2 ranked. Now the 1v1 rivalry is here as well. So far Scrub's shooting hasn't looked great, but he's looked solid in every other aspect of the game. And he does get the opening goal with an easy challenge in the back corner. That's a very Scrub Killer-esque goal from back in the day. Get a save to the side, follow up with a shot on target. Astral ties us up after a kickoff. And one of Scrub's issues recently has been his kickoffs. He doesn't have the same domination that he used to have. Has to run away to his goal. Respecting Astral's potential shot there. Killer handles this pretty well defensively, and now he's got a chance with 23 boosts to make something happen. A better flick compared to what we see from him sometimes. It's definitely not his strongest point in his game. And these days, with everybody else becoming absolute monsters in the flick game, we wondered if that is something Scrub should put some time into grinding. Of course, extremely capable compared to your average player, but this is not your average player that he's up against. Astral forces another one through. A choice to go low after faking an air dribble bump. It's very smart because Scrub Killer is coming off the wall to defend. It's not going to be easy to get a good hitbox in the ball there. So much forward momentum in the wrong direction. Scrub Killer misses a boost at the midfield. These are small mistakes, but they're costly mistakes. As now Astral's coming at him again, and he almost puts in a double touch. Just didn't have the boost, unfortunately. Scrub Killer's shot across the field is relatively tame. That's a huge read by Astral. Scrub Killer stealing shot, shut down before it even starts. And Astral's up 3-1. That's fantastic defense from Astral. Scrub Killer was coming in for the ceiling shot, thinking Astral would back off. Astral was already in position to intercept. Great read. Another big kickoff win. Backing up into the boost. Astral goes low again, but this time it hasn't worked out. Scrub Killer on the breakaway. Back within 1. Now, Scrub Killer is incredibly tilted in his last series. 3-0 loss to Flakes. Those games were closer than his games which he lost to Fairy Peak in his first series. But the result was the same. 3-0 defeat. And he'll have to keep his head in the game here because this series isn't going too well for him so far. And although he's had insane comebacks all over the place in the past, this is not one of those periods in history where Scrub Killer looks solid mentally in once. Another ceiling shot by Scrub. This time he has some space for it. Dodge is still there for him, but Astral's pre-jumped the save. And now away he goes in the counter-attack, just walking the ball into the goal for 5-2. Scrub Killer struggling again, motionless as the goal explosion blasts him back to the halfway line. He's taking a moment here to steady himself before the next kickoff. Rough lineup for Scrub to start things off. But then you look at the players he still has to play against and you wonder where are the easy games going to come from. He still has to play against O'Khalid. He still has to play against Alpha. Ixo, who's been playing well recently. OSM is probably the one player that Scrub look forward to playing against these days, but even OSM recently has had games where he's looked unbeatable. Could this be the Scrub Killer 0-7 dream? Low 50-50 for Astral, just goes straight through. And Scrub Killer just doesn't know what to do here because Astral even lost control of that dribble and it still resulted in a goal for him. Good adaptation on the fly by the Belgian player. Where are the goals going to come from for Scrub Killer? He looks outpaced mechanically. He's just dodged into his own post. Astral beating him to every ball right now, taking every boost on spawn. He doesn't get that one though, a bit too early on the arrival time, but Scrub Killer couldn't grab it either. Astral still looking like the heavy favorite to take game one. Scrub Killer just doesn't look like he's got the power, doesn't look like he's got the efficiency to match Astral, and certainly Astral has him beat for shot selection. Even on a bad day, has pretty much everybody beat for creativity and offense, but Scrub Killer has launched in another wall shot to keep things interesting, and he does slow down on the kickoff and get a win with it. That's really nice adaptation by Scrub. He's been losing a lot of kickoffs, so he changes his plan a little, just going late on the left-hand side, and Astral didn't get as many touches on the ball as he wanted to. 2-goal game. Still very winnable for Scrub, especially if kickoffs keep going in his favor like this. Another ceiling shot. It hasn't worked out for him either of the times he's tried it so far, and it won't work out this time either. In fact, it might be another goal for Astral. When is Scrub Killer going to stop going for ceiling shots? I wonder. Because he's now 0-3 in this game, and to make matters worse, 2 of them resulted in goals for Astral instead of him. 7-4. Not a scoreline that Scrub Killer is too scared of coming back from in the past, but these days against the new ones competition, he does look more lost with what to do. He's playing keep away, but you can't keep the ball away from Astral forever. He's too fast. Beautiful recovery off the back wall. Scrub Killer was too inefficient with his pathing, and he's down by 4 goals again. Really do think that that one ceiling shot, or one of the ceiling shots, had to go in for Scrub Killer to have a chance in this game. Missing 3 of them in the Modern Ones metagame. You don't come back from that because you usually concede if you miss that badly. Scrub Killer doesn't have any room to make mistakes like that now. An opening awaits him. He takes it. Still, 4-goal game. Astral played a bit too quickly there. Just pre-jumping in front of the ball, hoping Scrub would hit it into him. 54 seconds left. You know, credit to Scrub, he is trying to change up his kickoff strategy here. And this is still better than conceding directly, although it didn't pan out exactly as he planned. Astral's shooting is just too good though. And it looks like game 1 is all but in the bag for the newcomer, for the player some say has the best mechanics in the world. I'll leave that for you guys to decide in the comments. Lots of things need to improve for Scrub going into game 2. Decision making probably top of the list. Can't make so many risky plays, failed risky plays, and expect to come away with a win against Astral, who's bound to score several goals just by virtue of being Astral. Scrub Killer's missed the kickoff. If any hope that he did have of coming back here, completely gone. Yeah, the list of things that Scrub needs to do differently seems to be quite long. Has to play more efficiently, has to play more careful with his boost. And he needs to make his power shots matter, because that's something he's always been quite good at. Just lobbing boomers in from every angle. Hold on a second, we've got a freestyle duo here. Now we're just going to send it wide. His power shots have been lacking recently. And Astral's have certainly not the same power from all angles, and he's taking game 1 with relative ease.
Astral takes the lead in the series and looks to have the edge in almost all measurable stats. That leaves Scrub with a big challenge to adapt to, and find any way he might be able to improve. I don't have any big brain suggestions, but nobody asked, so it's good.
Scrub's woes continue. 0 wins, 7 losses, all of them in a row in the EU Salt Mine League play. And Astral starts off game number 2 for the possession play. Scrubkilla strong behind the ball. He evens out the proceedings and even goes one step ahead here. Open net with plenty time to take it, and he's tried to mind game it in. That could be a huge mistake. Scrubkilla wanted to style on Azrael. No doubt trying to tilt his opponent here. And of course, there's value to that, but is it worth the risk of missing an open net, such as the one that we just saw? We'll have to wait and see. That game, or this game rather, could look very different towards the end had that goal gone in, but Scrub has opened the scoring. Azrael in plain sight deciding to fly off his own crossbar for a wave dash challenge, but Scrubkilla popped it high and quickly over his head. Azrael in response has left the party. Air dribble coming in for Azrael. Flip reset is an option, so is the dunk. He's going to go for the mind game, and Scrubkilla does not make contact. Azrael leaving it all up in the air to the last second. He didn't reveal his hand until it was too late, and Scrubkilla flies too high into the challenge. It's just the threat that Azrael poses whenever he comes at you in the air. You know, he could be flip resetting, he could be going for a rebound. And how do you cover all those angles at the same time? Most players can't. Scrubkilla certainly couldn't there. And Scrub's not got a lot of boost to defend with here. He does look like he's running out, but so did Azrael. He missed the boost steal, and Scrubkilla moving in for the challenge. Even with no boost, he's found an opening, and that boost missed in the corner from Azrael has cost him not just a pressure play, not just a possession, but also a goal. He is now down by 1 again. Messy from Azrael. Not used to seeing him make that kind of mistake, but he's going to be right back in a tie game with a kickoff goal. Scrubkilla still having all kinds of issues. He's almost hit the side of the ball there rather than the back end of it. Not sure if he was trying to block Azrael on that side. It hasn't worked out. Now, Azrael might have conceded here after greeting for boost. Yes, he has. Scrubkilla stays with it. That's the oldest trick in the book, just letting your opponent win the race to the side boost so that you can score into the open net. Good first touch though by Scrubkilla. Any harder and he might not have been able to reach that one. Any softer and he wouldn't have had the run up necessary to hit the ball hard enough. Third time that Scrubkilla has gone ahead in game 2. This little save to the right hand side of his goal. Scrubkilla coming off the ceiling. He doesn't have a dodge here. He does land square behind the ball. Bounce not doing too much for Scrubkilla in that exchange. Azrael takes it into the air. Didn't have a lot of boost when he took off here. Scrubkilla unable to do too much on the counter attack by the looks of things. He has got a boost steal, so at least he's evened out that element of the game. Azrael very sneaky with his avoidance of that bump, and the flick flies into the bar at the other end of the field. There's no doubt Azrael's flicks have got more pace to them than Scrub's. But they've got to go on target if they're going to matter. Azrael half flipping onto the boost in the back corner. Scrubkilla taking the ball to the left-hand side. He's not afraid to play aerial game. This is how he beat Fairy Peak in the grand final of the Mantle Night 5K last year. He was willing to do more than Fairy in the aerial aspect of the game. These days, Azrael's the one more willing than anybody to play that matchup. That's a great save by Scrub though, but he's followed it up by missing the ball. I think his body language of his car says everything there. He'll be really happy with how he saved that and then recovered, but he's bounced off the post in an attempt to make himself as big as possible in front of the follow-up shot. And it's just frustration for Scrub. So many of these goals that he's conceding are not the kind of goals you want to concede. Obviously, you never want to concede any goals, but you would rather be conceding goals to good plays, not plays where he's jumping past the ball by accident. Now he's doing it again. Scrubkilla completely out of boost here. Azrael has a chance to come at him quickly. He's found a way through and he just doesn't miss from this position. That's perfectly executed by Azrael. He saw the challenge coming in for Scrub, so he made the early play on the ball and he safely nets the double touch as well. 4-3 lead for Azrael. He's already second place in the league coming into this game, equal with Ixo. He'll be second by himself, right behind the one player he's already lost a game to, Khaled. Should he win this one? Scrubkilla already last place, but he'll be last place by even more if he can't come back here. He does come back to a level score after Azral's flick fails miserably at the other end of the field. But it doesn't look too good for Scrub. There's not a lot going on outside of the occasional goal and an Azral misplay. Azral has shown us time and time and again recently that he can easily put 4, 5, 6 goals in quick succession, and one does go in quickly. Scrubkilla runs out of boost and run back to his own goal once again. He's trying to path over small pads here, but he's turned around far too sharply, ended up underneath the ball. It just looks all too easy for Azral at times. Scrubkilla with a smart single jump kickoff, but he's missed the setup for his ceiling shot. An attempt to dodge back into position. He takes himself further away from the ball, and again, but Azral's shot is more of a pass towards Scrub. And that might be a way back in for the Scotsman. Yes, it is. Bottom corner boomer. Nice finish by Scrub. You know, I said earlier his power shots haven't been looking too good. But that was perfectly struck and also perfectly placed. And Azral, of course, acknowledging his own contribution to that play. He'll know more than anybody that he's really to blame for that one. Just giving Scrub the goal with very poorly struck shot himself. And nowhere that you take Azral does he look uncomfortable. Doesn't matter what the setup looks like. He should be perfectly fine, and at all stages of this elaborate route to goal, Azral had perfect control. 6-5. Beautiful flick from close range. It's the efficiency as he approaches the box off the wall there that's most impressive to me. He doesn't need to drain all of his boost in order to get into that position. Look at his creativity, and every dodge and every air roll makes sense, helps him move into positions where he wants to be. Scrubkilla has pre-jumped here. That is risky. Azral heard it, and he has countered it accordingly. Power slide landing by Azral, but he's given away possession. Scrubkilla is going to have a chance here. But his catch sends the ball into the corner rather than into the middle of the field. And that might be the last real chance that he gets in this game. Scrubkilla on the run. Azral has the boost advantage, and once again Scrubkilla has just jumped past the ball. He is plagued with efficiency problems. No boost when he needs it, and the turning is all over the place for Scrub. Just the most simple change of direction from Azral was enough to take it past him on multiple occasions, and that is the 2-0 lead. Scrubkilla loses his 8th game in a row.
Thank you Manscaped for sponsoring the EU Salt Mine. There's an offer code for you, Tourney20, which is a 20% discount for Manscaped purchases. Azral is looking in control, and Scrub needs 3 games in a row to take a win from here.
Take 9 for Scrub. Can he get a win during league play? It's a stacked lineup, but you would never expect Scrubkilla, with all of his experience and all of his skill, to lose 9 games in a row, to lose 3 series in a row even. But that's where things are headed, because as things continue to go wrong for Scrub at every turn, Azral has success everywhere he looks. Scrubkilla's wave dash kickoff getting sent flying backwards. Azral had too much power in his approach. If you're a Scrub fan, you better be hoping that he can manage his boost to perfection this game, because that was a huge issue in game 2. Azral, so efficient with his usage, always picking up boosts when he can, being so careful with how he uses it. Look at the approach from Azral. That is just outrageous. Is there anything this man can't do? Just when it looks like he's completely messed up, he finds a way to beat you to the ball. Go ahead and give that move a name. I guarantee it's the first time you've seen it, and probably one of the last times. Really, nobody does what Azral can do these days, and this is so demoralizing for Scrubkilla. He's just got styled on, and now he's lost a kickoff goal as well. I don't know if there's 2 worse ways to get scored on in 1v1. Concede, there's his word I'm looking for. Azral doing all this in the Vitality decal. Scrub's own car, and that's a flip reset rebound attempt into the bar by Azral. Scrubkilla catches a break, as even Azral misses sometimes. That's not a bad air dribble by Scrub, but he sends it right into Azral. He's waiting on the goal line, and there's no boost for Scrub once again. And Azral, with the easiest 4-0 of the day, has the sweep sitting right in front of him. If he loses this game, then I don't know exactly how tilted he's going to be, but it would be somewhere between 9 and 10 out of 10. Scrubkilla might already be there. Just a minute into the game. He's trying to just play the riskiest game on every single opportunity here. But Astral's aerial defense is too good, and his aerial offense is even better. 5-0 with a flip reset. Astral is absolutely destroying the best ones player who's ever played the game. And this sort of emergence into the one scene has really not been a thing in Europe for the longest time. All of the players who are up and coming have had to grind. They've had to lose multiple series to the top guys in order to get to that same level. But all of a sudden, Astral just decided one day, I need to get better at 1v1 to help my challenge game. Now he very easily is one of the best ones players in the world. Scrubkilla, every season prior to this, has not had to put time into the game mode in order to stay at the top, but that has changed. It is no longer that simple. And he's just getting destroyed here by a player who's too mechanically efficient, he's too fast, and he's too smart as well. You know, it's not all mechanics that get these wins for Astral. He's making some great decisions in his play. Even when Scrub makes saves, Astral's right there trying to score with a follow-up shot. He's dunking on Scrub's clears. He's stealing boost. Doesn't just rely on hitting the goal with his first shot as an all-in maneuver. That's 8-0 inside halftime. Astral doing to Scrub what Scrub has done to so many players before. And this really could be one of the most crushing defeats we've ever seen in the history of Rocket League 1v1 if it keeps going like this. Scrubkilla is trying to do the same to Astral, as Astral's been doing to him all game long. But the efficiency in the offense is just not the same. Astral so quick with his landings. Scrub not playing the same game, it would seem. And he's got a piece of Astral here, but he didn't get the ball, and it's bounced in for 9-0. Exactly on the stroke of halftime. Looks like Astral can't miss an offense. And Scrubkilla, meanwhile, can't score. Luckily for him, the actual score lines of games don't matter. The score lines of series do matter, and Scrubkilla is not doing himself any favors by losing every one of them 3-0. Should he end up in a tied position with anyone else, he's not going to have many favorable tiebreakers at this stage. But he has scored one goal. Thank goodness for that, because even after getting tripped up in the opposition half, Astral still nearly made it back into the goal to get the save. Scrubkilla with the routine ball chase after losing the kickoff. Astral delaying his flick and takes the ball down to set up another one. Ground shot does get saved by Scrub, and he's starting to get a couple goals back here. And although this likely won't result in a comeback win, this is definitely good for Scrub that he's scoring goals at the end of a lost game. He's not just completely capitulated and lost 20-0. If nothing else, his confidence going into his next series should be improved slightly by a good ending here. He's just trying to get some montage goals, it would seem, but Astral's not letting him through with any of the stylish plays. Pinch shot wide and slow for Astral. Scrubkilla collects the ball in the back corner. Might try one of his own here. He has decided to double jump into it. No dodge when he made contact. Scrubkilla flying challenge. So almost put that on target. The game plan is relatively clear for Scrub at the moment. Just every single play will be all-out aggression, maximum risk. And Astral looks absolutely in control, as he has done for most of the day. Certainly looking like one of the favorites to go deep into this tournament, and maybe even deep into the World Finals as well. Scrubkilla looking at a long gauntlet run if he doesn't change his route to the gauntlet very, very soon. Although everybody in the middle of the table have been trading wins and losses, he has to get a couple wins on the board before the end of these league play games. Credit to Astral, though. He continues to impress, and he's Picking up fans left, right, and center with these insane plays of his. You know, that's 4 goals in a row for Scrub. And if you told him at the start of this series that he's going to score 4 goals in a row in Game 3, he'd probably think that that's a game he's winning. It's in fact a game he's losing 9-4. Azrael trying to catch him out of position again, but it's actually Azrael who's out of position. Scrubkilla attempting to pre-flip to catch up to the ball. Azrael collected in the back corner. He wants that 10th goal. He wants to put Scrub completely out of the game. Scrub's pre-jumped the save on a pinch shot, which did go down the line directly. He might get the last chance of the game here. Not bad in terms of power on the flick, but it is way off target, and Azrael finishes off the game with ball control. A game that he's thoroughly controlled, thoroughly demolished, and great pass to Scrubkilla as Game 3 comes to a conclusion. Azrael apologizes for handing Scrub another sweeping defeat.
It's another big league loss for Scrub, and things are looking harder and harder to recover from. Azrael will be pleased to win the match in just 3 games, and with some very convincing scorelines. I myself am hoping for fewer sweeps overall. What about you? Well, I suppose that's it for today. Azrael has managed to escape the pack a little bit, and while he
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new video that you can basically do in any order that that is not how you analyze. All right, we're back here again. This time they're not alerted to our presence. I think we need to grab a sample. There's got to be something in here. We can hide right there. Is this a sample? This looks like a nice little sample here. Is this it? Hey, there it is.
Yes, my friends, they completely jumped the gun on this one. Cyberpunk 2077, the game, is not coming until April of next year, and that's assuming that everything goes right. But given the pace of modern graphics card innovation, by the time Cyberpunk 2077 actually does come out, this should still be a god-tier gaming PC. So let's take a look at the Origin PC Genesis, powered by GeForce RTX. In this video, sponsored by Origin PC. So I want to start by going through all the sweet little custom bits of this machine. And there is a good reason for this. This is not just your typical YouTuber flexing all the cool stuff that manufacturers send them, because guess what? Origin PC is actually going to be giving one of these exactly like this to one of our lucky viewers at the link in the video description. They have done a bunch of custom stuff here, starting, of course, with the RGB and overall color scheme of this machine. It's all yellow and blue. It's got these sick UV LEDs that they're using to give it a phenomenal glow when it's not under studio lighting. And they've done a bunch of custom work, both in terms of prints and in terms of acrylic work here. So they've actually put in a custom panel right here directly above the basement, as well as a fully custom mid plate that's got this like sick circuit board Cyberpunk 2077 design on it. Of course, the liquid cooling is all hardline, 2 full loops. So there's a single loop